Hey, it's probably Sharon. Hello, hello. Welcome back. I'm here today with a fun idea how to spruce up your journal covers a little bit. Just simply decorating some writing pens. I have a few different options that we're going to go over, and it's really quite simple. And I mean, I'm sure your imaginations can run wild with this. There's so many different things that you can do. I also am doing a journal giveaway. I hit 1,000 subscribers and I want to give back, so we're going to do a journal giveaway. And I'll put chapters in this video so that if you want to skip right to the giveaway instructions, you'll be able to do that. But hang in there with me and we will make these together. So we're going to start off making one out of Pampas grass. I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is actual dried grass, so they're not artificial. When you first get them out of the package, they do shed a bit. You kind of have to fluff them out, and yeah, they're packaged tightly, so they're all compressed. So you need to kind of fan them out a little bit, and it helps to put a little of hairspray on it, like an aerosol hairspray, just a little bit. Will keep it from shedding. This one I did a couple of weeks ago, and initially it shed when I took it out of the package, but I haven't had any problems since. So I think just after the initial unpackaging and dealing with, you know, the shedding or whatever, I think you're good. So we're going to do one similar to this one. It's a good idea to figure out, if you're going to put this on a journal cover, figure out, do you want it hanging over the end of the book? You know, how tall do you want this to be? You can use different sizes of pens. So depending on your pen that you're using, I mean, although most pens are approximately the same length, but I did find some 4-inch pens because I thought that would be handy, and you just twist them to get the ink, the end of it to come out. So that's also a good idea. So yeah, like I was saying, you want to make sure that it's not going to poke over the end of the book. I mean, you can. I think this is a little bit bigger than the book. So I'm going to make an attachment down here to slide the pen into. And this one's a little bit longer than the book, as you can see. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you're going to be putting it on the journal cover, how much of it is going to be hanging over the end. All right, so my book is approximately 9 inches tall, the one that I just showed. So for this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and use, maybe we'll do this one. Okay, so to start off with, I'm probably going to end up putting it down onto the barrel a little bit and then trimming some of this. Actually, I've already used this kind of grass. Maybe we should use this one. I already trimmed this one down. It was quite bushy and the ends of it were kind of bent from packaging. So I trimmed it down a little bit already. And then I think I sprayed this one with hairspray. Maybe I didn't. I don't think I have yet. So I'm going to put it down on the barrel a little bit. So I don't want the end of this pen, you know, being gray like this. So I want to cover that up with floral tape. And you can get the floral tape in multiple colors. Here I have dark brown, green, and white. I'm going to go ahead and use brown since the Pampas grass is brown. So all I'm going to do is get the pen and just kind of, I'm just going to try to cover the end of it. And it kind of sticks to itself. As you're like working with it, you kind of tug on it just a little bit. So, oops, let's try that again. It is very fragile and thin. And when you first touch it, you're like, that's not even sticky. And it's not, but when you stretch it a little bit, it kind of sticks to itself. So I'm just gonna wrap the end and then kind of go around it. So I only need to worry about the end because we'll be covering the rest after we get the pampas grass on there. So you can see it's a little difficult to work with, but just be gentle and be patient and you'll get it. It just kind of sticks to itself. When we get further down, I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue to secure the ends down here. Okay, so I want to start off with this one. And like I said, I'm going to put it down on the barrel a little bit. So I'm just going to get a little bit of hot glue and run it just to kind of keep it in place. I hope I'm on camera. I probably keep going off camera with this. I apologize. Okay, so once that is dried a little bit, we can move on to the next piece. This is also pampas grass. It all came in a set. There was like 5 different ones. So I'm going to put these on as well. So as you can see, this one is really long. And I want to maybe have it look like this. So it kind of lays on the front a little bit. But to do that, we're going to have to break it off. So let's see. I'll break it off about right there. Okay. And then I can just pull off these little bits. And I'm going to do most of this over the trash can so I don't make a huge mess on the mat, but I'm just going to peel a little bit more off. Okay, so we have a little bit showing there. So I'm just going to do some more hot glue and attach that. So that's about the size that I want. So again, get the hot glue. We're going to have the floral tape going over the top when we're done attaching all of our pampas grass. Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. It'd be real embarrassing if I was pronouncing that wrong. Okay. Now we're going to get the next little bit. And this one is, I mean, look how thin that stick is. I'm a little bit worried that this is going to break off. But when I pulled it out of the package, I pulled it by this part and it seemed to be sturdy and, you know. So I'm just going to want to put that about right there. And I'm sure that they have plastic ones that you don't have to get the actual dried grass, you know. Kind of thinking I should have put the tape down a little bit further. Okay, I think that is attached. Okay, so we have a good start. Now I'm going to finish wrapping this with the floral tape. And like I mentioned, I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue just to start us off. I mean, I'm sure it would be fine without it, but just to be safe. See, we're going to have a little space right there with no floral tape, but that's okay. That's how we learn. That's how we perfect. Okay, and now I'm not going to go all the way down to the very end. I'm not planning on putting the cap back on the pen, but I just don't want to go all the way down to the ball. Okay, I'm just going to rip that off. All right, so we have a good start. We have a little bit of shedding going on, but I did break that bit off, so kind of disturbed it. Okay, before I go any further, I'm actually going to spritz this with a little hairspray, just to try to keep everything, and I'm going to spray this off camera, sorry. So we'll just kind of let that dry. That should just kind of help keep the shedding to a minimum. All right, now the next thing we want to do is like wrap some twine or string or something up here. All right, so I've just got a little bit of twine. I'm going to wrap around. I did this on the other one. And then I put a little leaf there, like with a jump ring. I wish I would have used a different color. It kind of blends in with the floral tape, but that's okay. So I'm just going to wrap this around a couple of times and then tie a knot. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. Sounds old-fashioned, doesn't it? It's because it is. I think we're the only ones with a landline anymore. Okay. So I think I'm going to trim those ends a little bit. And I'm still trying to decide if I want to put a charm or something on here. I could put some beads. Let's try to put some beads. Let's see if I have any that small. Okay, I forgot to unpause my video. So anyway, I found some tiny little beads and I've just strung a few of those on there. So I'm going to trim off these two because I don't want to put beads on all four of them. I'm just going to tie a little knot here at the bottom if I have enough string. Okay. So it looks pretty cute. Let's take a look at a journal just so we can kind of get an idea of what it would look like compared to the size of a journal. So that looks like it'll fit. I mean, it won't be hanging off too much, so that turned out pretty good. Okay, we're going to try another one, and this time we're going to use feathers. Okay, so I've gathered up a few feathers. I think that will look good together. I'm going to use the small pen this time, just so we can kind of see how that works, especially using a pen that has the little pocket clip on it. So another reason I'm using a small one is because of the bend in the feather. It would be hard to see how it pulls away from the pen. So if I put it on the end, of course it would be fine, but then the pen would be way too long to put on a journal. But if you wanted to just put it in a vase or something, of course that would work fine. I'm going to trim a little bit of this fluff. I think I'm going to have to make this pen, or yeah, this feather a little bit shorter, just so it's not hanging off the book so much. Well, I should have done that over the trash can. Goodness gracious. Not my brightest moment. Okay, sorry. All right, and then I think I'm going to trim a little bit off the end. I don't see, let's see. All right, I trimmed a little bit off the end. I used wire cutters. I didn't know if it was going to damage my scissors, so because they can be kind of hard sometimes. Okay, so we just kind of look how this is. The feathers, of course, you know, they'll kind of bend one way or than the other, so it's good to kind of put them together ahead of time to just kind of see what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to get the floral tape again, and I'm going to put a little bit on the end. Okay, so I've got that on the end. I didn't think you needed to watch me do that again. So now I'm going to take the first feather, the longest feather, and kind of figure out where I want that. Now I don't want to put any tape past that middle part because that's how we can open and close the pen. I guess if you wanted to make it open and then tape it down so it's taped open, you could do that. But I am just going to make sure I don't go past that middle part so it's still able to open and close okay. So the end of this pen, of course, is going to be quite thick, where we have 3 feathers kind of on top of each other. But that's okay. It just gives it more personality, right? Okay. So that's cooling off. So that's our start. Oops. Right, now I'm going to put some more floral tape on to kind of hide the ends. Actually, I think it needs a little something else. I wonder if we put something like this. I kind of like that. This end is going to be so big. Oh, I really like that. Okay. Now we'll put on the floral tape. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue just to get it started. Now I'm gently stretching it as I'm wrapping. That's going to help it stick to itself. Oh, I should have, let's see if I can go up a little higher. Trying to kind of go underneath that a little bit. Okay, that'll be good. All right, now a little more hot glue. kind of secure that. So yeah, the end of it looks pretty big and kind of silly, but from the front, look at that. I really like that. It looks really pretty. So we can still open and close our pen, so that's good. It needs a little something around here, I think. Since this part is so big, I was thinking about putting like some suede cord, but I think, I mean, that's kind of thick in itself, and where this is already kind of big, I'm just going to try to do some ribbon. I'm just going to tie it around and tie it in a knot. I don't think I'm going to do this on camera though. It's a little hard for me to do it from this far away. I have to hold it up close to my face, guys. Okay, I just made a little knot. That adds a little extra character. A little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. Now this feather has like a blue shimmer, and I'm hoping you can see that. It's really like a blue and green, kind of reminds me of peacock feathers. It's really neat. Anyway, I'm really happy with that. It turned out great. Let me show you the other one that I did earlier. On this one I did put the suede cord, and then I put some buttons on it. So that one turned out great. I only used 2, and then I used some of the pampas grass that I picked off. I picked some of this off and just stuck that down in there, so that kind of added to the base. So I really like the way that turned out. Let's check these out on a journal and see what that looks like. This is actually just a journal cover. I haven't finished the inside yet, but yeah, we could just pop that down in there so you see what that looks like. It really adds to the cover, I think. I'm always wanting to make my covers so cool and different, and I think this is like over the top. I mean, makes it extra cool, plus you have a pen that you can keep with your journal at all times. So let's check out this one, see how it looks. Yeah, that one fits a lot better. It doesn't stick off the end, so I really like that. All right. And last but not least, we're gonna do artificial flowers. And this is artificial eucalyptus. I think it would be awesome to try real, like, dried eucalyptus. I think that would be awesome because it has that yummy smell. But for now, this is what I have, so this is what we'll work with. So you're probably thinking, my mom used to make these, or my grandma used to make these. They're in every doctor's office still, I swear. At least around me, you go to the doctor's office and you have the pen flowers in the little pot with the beans in it. But anyway, I thought it would be cute to try to do one for a journal. So I just trimmed these up. I got these at the dollar store. I got these Amazon, I think. So I'll try to put the links below. So basically, I just trimmed one of the flowers off. There were several in the bunch, kind of like this. And I just trimmed one off with wire cutters. And the cool thing with this is you can bend them, because if you're laying it on, you want it on your book, it's going to be like this. But the thing about this is there's that wire in there, so you can bend the end of it. So I'm just going to push the leaves up a little bit, and then I'm going to bend it over so it's more, you know, so you can see it better when it's on your journal. I think with this one I'm going to use another one of these cheap pens. So I think I'm going to trim off a little bit more. I'm using my dad's wire cutters because the ones that I have that are with my jewelry stuff won't cut through this. So sorry, they're kind of a little grungy, but they work. Okay, and so this, I don't need it that tall, right? So I'm going to trim. I'm going to trim it down quite a bit. There's some like powdery stuff on there. So I hope I didn't make that too short. Okay, then I'm just going to tear these leaves off so I have a nice surface that I can glue it onto the pen. Okay. So on this one, I think I'm going to use green because we've been using brown. So I'm just going to cover the end of the pen with the floral tape. Okay, see, I've wrapped that with the floral tape. And now I'm going to put a little bit of the hot glue. The same kind of process that we've done before. We're just using artificial flower instead of pampas grass or feathers. So I'm just going to glue that on there. Okay, now we're going to have to attach these so they kind of go in the back. I wonder if I trim those off a little bit too short. I think so. I'm going to get new ones. Okay, I got new ones. I felt like I cut the other ones off a little bit too short. I can use those in something else, I'm sure. Let's see what that will look like. Yeah. So you know where this all started? What gave me the idea to even do this project? I got this cute arrangement. It was a balloon cluster arrangement I got for Mother's Day, and in with this balloon cluster there was some artificial flowers and this pampas grass, this artificial pampas grass. Doesn't that look cool? Yeah. So anyway, I saw that and I thought, wouldn't that be cool to put on a pen on the journal? And that's kind of where I went down the rabbit hole, and here I am now. But this little piece of pampas grass is what inspired me for this whole project. Isn't it crazy? Okay, so that looks pretty cool. Now we'll just wrap it with floral tape. Okay, so I've wrapped that one all the way down. So that's gonna look super cute. Let me get a journal so we can check it out. Okay, we'll use this journal again. So you can just place that there. It's kind of twisting a little bit. I can fuss with that later. These also have wire so we can bend them if we need to. So you're probably wondering how to put these on. So what I found is the easiest. I mean, I had the idea of putting a couple of loops and then just tucking it in those loops. But what I ended up doing, what I think worked better, was using either little envelopes, like the coin envelopes, or just making your own envelope and then gluing it down the center rather than on the edges. Here's an example. This is the one I'm going to put on this book so I can show you. So this is just basically fabric, and then I stitch it to some paper, and then I put a second piece of paper and stitch that around so we have a pocket. Actually, it only has one piece of paper. But if I just glue down the center, it will let the pocket open easier so I can fit that in. Where if I glue around the edges, it's going to hold that flat to the book, and then it's going to be harder to put the pen in. So if you do this, make sure you just glue it right down the center, just like that. So I'm actually going to use the hot glue since I have it out. Normally I just use PVA glue or whatever, but I'm just going to put some glue right down the center. And then I'm going to pop that on. It should dry pretty quickly. And we can just put that in there. And that is how I found that it works the best, making a little pocket. So for the shorter pens, you saw the blue book that I had out. The pocket was shorter, and you know, for those shorter 4-inch pens. So yeah, just keep in mind whatever pen you're using, how is that going to fit in the pocket? Because if I try to put one of those short pens in here, it's not going to work because the pocket is too tall. So let's check this out. I mean, I'm sure it would hold it, but see how that the big part here is going to cause some problems. You could tuck it in there, I guess. But I just found if you're using a shorter pen, do a shorter pocket. So I hope I inspired you all. I mean, I've been thinking about this project for a couple weeks now, and I've been really excited getting ready for it and filming it, and I just hope that some of you find some inspiration. I can't wait to see if I see on Facebook and Pinterest of people putting these pens on their covers, and I'll be like, hey, I wonder if they got that from my video. But hey, leave comments down below. Oh, before I forget, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. So I hit 1,000 subscribers, guys, and thank you so much. Like, I was so surprised that I hit it so fast. I mean, I was thinking it was going to take me like a year, and it took about 4 months, I think. And I actually hit 1,000 subscribers on my birthday. So that was like, what are the odds, right? So to give back, I am actually going to give away this journal. I still haven't figured out what flower, what pen I'm going to put on it yet. But to be in the contest to win this journal, all you need to do is be a subscriber. And on this video, put a comment. I don't know. How about say, I'm in. If you want a chance to win this journal, just comment, I'm in. And then I'll know that the people that comment with that are wanting a chance to win the journal. And I will do a little video. I don't know if I'll do it live because I'm really nervous about that. But I'll draw the winner on July 17th. So be watching for the video that I post on July 17th. I will announce the winner. So good luck. And I mean, I guess I can flip through this. I'm not totally completely finished embellishing the inside. I've started, but I still have a little bit more to go. But for now, I've just basically done some edges, and there's a lot of coffee dyed and avocado dyed pages. But yeah, I need to embellish it a little bit more. I tend to leave a lot of writing space, so it's not going to be crazy embellished, but I'm going to clip some things into it, and it'll be bulky. But anyway, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and good luck on making your pens.